Fix errors, waste, and issues in a couple of clicks. Get alerted whenever you're off track. Sign up at trueclicks.com.
Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises to manage clients and projects with max efficiency, sharing Wix's SEO tech to help you drive growth.
Hello, good afternoon. Also, because I've had this question a couple of times now, that is a real photo. I missed my hair. The TLDR is, got engaged, pre-wedding photo shoot, consistently for 2 weeks. You're having a haircut, right? Yeah, haircut. It's growing back, don't worry. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about AI, SGE, helpful content, but I'm not going to be delving into that too much. I more want to speak about something else I've seen really over the last year across a plethora of clients. That's actually communicating how scared a lot of us as SEOs are around what's happening with AI and actually making clients and non-marketing stakeholders understand what is happening. And that kind of transcends to a lot of what we've done throughout our entire careers, because the harsh truth of what we do is that oftentimes with most campaigns, we can do really good things. I also have that candy slide as well, I forget about all the time. All these slides and everything else, by the way, is actually on that link there, which you can download off. And yeah, I work with people, like everyone has. Most campaigns, we can oftentimes deliver really great results. So we can deliver to brief, we can hit KPIs. But if there's actually no understanding across the business, or there's no understanding with certain elements of C-level, other stakeholders within that and other teams, we can often fall short because that understanding just isn't there. But because of that, we are typically engaged with, as SEOs, as marketers, in very different ways. And the understanding of why we're there as a vendor will vary. I've had CFOs think we're just there to do traffic. I've had CMOs even think we're just focusing on 10 keywords, whereas the actual remit of who we're working with is very different. But that also goes into actually how we communicate with those people, because that understanding of why we've been engaged with is important. Because let's be honest, no company in the history of the world has ever woken up one morning and gone, "Ooh, I want an SEO retainer," or an SEO project. So we're not an impulse purchase. We're either seen as an investment, so that is effectively grow things. We're an expertise steady on, in that we're about to do something like a migration or something else. We want some expertise to help us not break things. Or we're a duress purchase, which is we weren't involved in that one and now they've broken it, so we need to go and fix the things. Depending on that engagement, it will very much determine who from the company or who from the client is engaged, what their expectations are. But regardless of what either of those three engagements are, or if in a freak event we are an impulse purchase, we're there to try and make the world better for them. And that goes down to how we communicate, not just with our main point of contact or our champion within a business, but how we actually do that across. So it's what do people need to know, who needs to know it, and how importantly is aware of everyone that are actually doing stuff. So this is like, we can be working with a marketing team that is product aware. We can be working with a marketing team, is the brand team aware, internal PR teams. And this is quite hard because in most organizations, people who can be aware of SEO or marketing as a channel is massively varied. I just pulled this list together, I think, from 2 of our Basecamp projects, of who's on it. And the level of interest that these people have will vary greatly. So for example, Group Chief Financial Officer, who is one of the point of contacts to work in North America, he probably cares once every 6 months, but whatever he says will trump 90% of that board. So it's understanding what information they get. So rather than trying to actually tackle the entire board and exactly what is happening on the client side, it's understanding how the client works and how that moves forward. So how do they meet internally? Do our reports get shared? What is their internal cadence schedule? Are they meeting monthly themselves? Do they have a meeting before ours, after ours? Understanding that can actually help us influence then what information is being passed around. Coupled with that is the document transfer. Our monthly reports, bi-weekly reports, is access to the keyword tracking tool. Is that shared with other teams? What are those other teams interested in? But then ultimately, how can we then understand that and start to tweak and add to our existing processes just to subtly create that value across the rest of that team, without directly making it too obvious and too brown-nosy and working in that way. So the first key element of this P&L is awareness. So tie this back to SGE, AI, helpful content, and whatever Google's obsession with Reddit is now, everything like that. How aware is it actually the business of what's happening now? Obviously, AI is the hot topic. Just under a year ago, we obviously have a breakout of SGE IO. Most businesses I speak to, I may talk about AI at a conference at the start of this year. This is generally how the conversation has been. And most stakeholders who sign contracts, who sign checks, who are business holders, they still think ChatGPT is AI. They think all they have to worry about is the content. The fact that SGE is around the corner, they're completely blindsided by. It's almost like it's the Diplodocus eating the leaf, worrying that the leaf is the last one, but there's a meteor going overhead. They're not looking in the right direction. But being aware only matters if then they actually understand the impact of it, because it ties back to what the so what is. Most C-level probably will be aware of SGE and all the other AI rollouts, but it's the so what. How can we actually then start to easily and consistently communicate the impact of things like this to stakeholders in a way which doesn't tie us to metrics, doesn't tie us to basically finger in the air nonsense which we can't quantify. So 3 basic hypotheses of anything with impact is the standard. There'll be no significant impact to what's about to happen to us. There'll be, sorry, my voice is also gone. I had an early night last night as well and it's still not worked. There'll be a minor impact on the business, or there'll be a significant impact. And the best way I've actually found to visually show this to clients is I dug around on the internet trying to look at risk models and things like that. And I actually found that NASA have a model which they regularly update when every time they see a meteor or an asteroid enter our galaxy, they assess how likely it is to hit the Earth, and if it does, how big it will be. And they call that a Torino scale. So modifying that to work for a website, we actually get a similar thing. So we can actually have the impact scale. So will it be cataclysmic, the whole domain's going down, or there'll be no consequences, but also probability of it impacting. So for example, the asteroid will wipe out the dinosaurs, there, something where it just skims past Pluto, there. So we can actually start to then use this as a translation for Google's AI features. Now, this will differ across different companies and also how vital different elements are. So if you're a retail brand and you've got the circle search on your radar, how impactful will this be to you as a business? How impactful that will be to KPIs, the metrics and the goals from the organic channel, your channel? Well, realistically, it'll probably have page level consequences and we don't really know. So let's stick it in 1, because we're not sure. There's likely not going to be no consequence, but there is going to be some. So therefore the business can look at that and go, okay, we expect a ripple, we're aware of it, that's fine. But then if you're saying the same e-commerce business, and you start looking at what Google's doing in the US now, with the filterable searches across the side, SGE taking up a whole spot, and then the pills, that's a lot more impactful. And you can actually start to map this with different elements so that businesses can actually then understand it. And it also then stops C-level and non-marketing stakeholders going down the rabbit holes of focusing on the shiny thing, which is circle search, and not the actual impactful thing, SGE, which is, I'm going to put as a 5